Alex Morello is committed to buying this land because he knows this is the option. And let's be clear, everyone should understand there are major ramifications of this organization and this club not being here in Arizona. If we do not win that, this is it. This is the plan, or else we are going to have to explore a relocation of this organization.
Is he looking for pity? Ramifications is going to happen.
No, all he's saying is this is we're. It sounds like
he's just being transparent.
He's being transparent. He's been, hey, look, we can't keep going down this road. We don't want to continue to have a 5,000-seat arena. If this doesn't work, we're gonna pack up. We're gonna move. We'll pay off our lease that we got left, and we'll go find another city, Salt Lake, Houston, wherever, and kind of go down that road. They're probably like, we're losing money by hanging out. And if they do this, they got the commitment to purchase this property. They're dialed in.
The way I look at it is, if you're a businessman, which Alex Morello clearly is, you bought this thing for $420. You've put in another probably 100 because you had to build up a mullet in the facility, the practice facility. You could turn around and make an easy $200 to $300 million. Sell it. If you're the businessman,
sure.
You sell it.
Yeah. And here's another avenue that I could see. There's where they purchase this property, develop the whole thing. They could call what they call build to suit. So they could purchase it. They could build it. The developers could come in there. They could also, talking about selling it, they could also find a developer to sell the arena property itself, get some of that money back, and then put your management company there. There's a lot of avenues they can go. But I just think that they're just saying, hey, look, we've done everything we can. We want anything going to a vote. When anything else going
well, let's get to that, because here he is talking about if this is going to cost taxpayers anything.
Right. We do not want taxpayers to be on the hook for this. We don't want there to be a single dollar from taxpayers coming in. And we have been very clear that we can move forward without any of the requests for property tax abatement or any of the requests for dollars going into any of those buildings. We, as the developer, will not be making any of those requests.
So that's the key right there. Because if they go to Mesa with this other thing that was on the table last week about a bill that was going to be proposed, I think that some of those still need to go to the taxpayers to get their final sign off or get their final vote. This is clean. This is clean of a property you're going to see because it's state trust land. They're going to do their thing. You're the winning. You're the winning bid. Here you go. You got this. We'll get you all you set up. We'll get your site plan. We'll get you permits. This thing is pretty much infrastructure's there, water, sewer, but it's there. You ain't got to worry about the Phoenix residents, specifically the northwest, whether the northeast Phoenix residents that have to vote on this. It's clean. They're moving in. They can come moving right now.
They build it, will come. Is that what's going to happen?
It's the location.
So last clip we want to share is this interview was Javier Soto on ABC 15. He basically tossed this last question to Javier in regards to, is this the last option?
Absolutely. And we've made that very clear, and I think everyone should be aware of that this is it.
Good.
Simple. George, so this is it.
This is it.
We're moving.
There's nothing we could do.
No.
As fans, as media members, as supporters of the team, this is all in their hands on how much money they want to bid on this.
Yeah,
this is you're not going to get anything from me.
Yeah, I think it'll be a historic day on June 27th, Rock. It'll be a historic day in as far as sports are concerned in Phoenix, Arizona. Because
the day we lose the Coyotes or we keep the Coyotes.
Exactly right. It could go either way. You mark the tape, June 27th, 2024 at 1:25 in the afternoon. The Arizona Coyotes are the winning bid have won the auction as far as the state trust land with a winning bid of $82.5 million.
I do think what's interesting is the timing of this statement to come out. I know that the date was set, but from what was leaked the day, earlier in the day, it's so hard to listen to all the different information that comes out. And, Twitter went crazy. I mean, crazy. And it was like so many different people that were either for it or against it. And some people read it as, oh, it's a done deal. They're not going anywhere. Then there's people saying, oh, there's no public transportation up there. And, oh, what about the airport right here in Scottsdale? Is that in the path? I mean, you're hearing all these different scenarios. But until June 27th, hits the calendar, don't know.
Don't you think, Rock, he's just greasing the skids because Alex Morello's tired of dealing with
No,
Phoenix?
What I think he's doing is he's trying to create a value for the Yotes. He's trying to make it seem like this team is worth more than what they are, so he can sell it for more. He can get the $1 billion that I think he wants. That's what I think. I think he's just, this is all a way to kind of build momentum, to sell the Yotes and get the public outcry that nobody wants him because nobody wants him to leave.
Well, but if he gets the bid, I see what you're saying. He'll build the arena. Get this bad boy up in 3 years.
He's got 2 months to sell this thing if he wants.
Well, if he wants to, yeah, sure.
Who says he has to bid on the 27th?
That's a good point.
He may still bid and not put an arena. He's a developer. We may do some other kind of business.
But if he's,
because there's a lot of apartments and condos and townhouses and stuff like that. They're part of this.
But if he sells the team to somebody between now and June 27th,
they move it.
Well, that buyer may not want to stay here. So
I can't imagine why you would want to stay here if you don't have an arena.
Well, but it sounds like
you know, wait 3 years.
So Javier is committed to at least seeing this through, unless there's always that offer, as you mentioned, Rock. Somebody can step and go.
So I'm saying Utah or whatever comes in and says, hey, don't worry about the bid.
Sure.
If you guys want to bid on it and not put an arena up there, and you want to make this
be a
level developer,
sure.
Yeah, because that's what they are. They're developers.
Yeah, and that somebody could come in and he bought it for what? 200
430.
430. So if he sells it for 850, that's
he's probably put in 100.
Well, okay, so if 850 and 950.
Still, if you can make 300-400,
yeah.
How can you make that much money? Exactly, he's got capital gains. I mean,
Absolutely.
He's had it long enough.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch this as things tick down here going into June 27th.
Hey, Rick Horrow, the sports professor, he's live at Augusta. He's going to join us. We're going to talk to him about everything sports business next, as we're out here at Wright Toyota to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Suns are home for the Timberwolves tonight. Phoenix has won back-to-back games. They're currently tied with New Orleans in the Western Conference, but they hold a tiebreaker over the Pelicans, currently sitting in 6th place. The men's Final Four tips off at State Farm Stadium tomorrow. Top-seeded Purdue aims to end 11th-seeded NC State's Cinderella run to get the event started. Then 4th-seeded Alabama will take on top-seed and defending champ UConn. Wideout Marvin Harrison Jr., who many project the Cardinals will take with that number 4 pick in the draft, paid a visit to the team today. The Diamondbacks take on the Braves in Atlanta. The Yotes host the Golden Knights. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint. where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Mom, I got the job in Manhattan. Do you have a warm enough winter coat? What about your car? I'm selling it with Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. How? I enter my license plate number, miles, condition, upload photos, and boom, an official cash offer from a local dealership.
A cash offer instantly? Oh, did you call Marcella? She's right there in Massachusetts.
Mom, I literally just got the job.
Not everything is as simple as selling your car with Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Price it, fix it, trade it, sell it, KBB.com it.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. You won't feel clear nasal clogged because of Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports. Author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook. Host of Power of Sports and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports. The sports professor, Rick Horrow, joins Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Enjoyed yourself right. How are you doing, Rick?
We're doing all right. I am in South Florida. I decided to delay my departure to the Masters for two really good reasons. One is I want to watch the women's Final Four and men's Final Four, respectively. Not a throwaway. I'm more excited about the women than the men, period. And so is the market, right? The women's tickets are double. Now, I know it's a small arena in Cleveland and all that stuff, but still, the women are magnetic. The men are, so what? Although Connecticut-Purdue will be a good matchup, assuming that happens. And then I've got a big deal. I've got a kind of a co-chair involvement with my buddies Tico Torres and John Bon Jovi and Huey Lewis and Darius Rucker. How about those names?
Wow, name dropper.
Is
the news going to be there?
Animal Rescue Big Dog Ranch golf tournament that I'm part of on Saturday.
We are not worthy.
Wow.
No, you're definitely. You never were even before this, but now you're definitely not. And then heading out to Columbia, South Carolina. You know the area pretty well. That's where my golf will be. A couple of days of that. Masters Wednesday, Thursday. A couple more days of golf. Then Atlanta, watching the final round on TV, playing a couple rounds in Atlanta, and then driving back home. You know what? With all the garbage that's going on, I'm not a sissy, but all of these shaking cockpits and going off the runway, I decided the best thing to do would be to drive and play some music and do a little bit of conference calling and not have to worry about flights for these next week and a half.
Wow. Well, you rest up today, right? So you got a big week.
Yeah, rest up. Are you guys going to be at the Final Four or just going to be around?
Around it. We are hosting a huge event at Talking Stick Resort both Saturday and Monday.
Oh, that's
gigantic.
Right.
Yeah,
you normally do that.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your elusive parking passes you promised to people and don't deliver?
Oh, I already sold them. I already sold them. Yeah.
Good. All right.
Hey, I want to clear something first, okay, before we get into all this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a publication out here called the New Times. And they always have the best restaurant, the best whatever.
Right.
And the way you win that is most likely you buy an ad in the magazine, right? You buy an ad. So let me ask you this. I want you to clarify something because the Sports Business Journal just named Orlando the #1 best city in the nation for attracting and hosting sporting events. How can they be?
$70,000 and a couple of Disney ears to be named later. That's what are you? Yeah, obviously. Well, so and then of course the ads come out, and you take a look at the ads. don't like me very much in the Sports Business Journal, or they're forced to kind of cover me. And one of the things that I kind of kidded their publisher with, I said, when you need your next revenue stream, you're going to come out with, because you already have 80 under 80 and 90 under 90. So you can have 100 under 100, and everybody's eligible. And then the pay is what, $25,000 to have a big picture, $10,000 to have a small picture. So yeah, I'm not clarifying. I'm speculating now. I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying it's speculating.
In the last year, we've hosted Super Bowl, now the Final Four, 2 bowl games, Cactus League, a World Series. I mean, how can you not give us the top billing this year? I mean, the Sports Business Journal, I should say. Orlando, they got nothing.
Well, it's got a mediocre basketball team that'll make the playoffs and last for one round. It has a couple of golf tournaments, which is okay.
So we got one too. I forgot about the one we have.
Forgot. What's it called? The garbage can?
Close. Waste management. Yeah, it's very close. Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's what it is. But here's the thing about Orlando. They have millions and millions of dollars in tourist tax revenue, and much of it goes to promotion. And I know Arizona has some of it too, but not the volume of the hotel rooms that Orlando does. And so they've just approved a $460 million renovation on Camping World Stadium, which used to be the Orlando Citrus Bowl. Now, how many games do they have there? Well, you can count the number of them on maybe one hand.
Yep.
But they need to renovate, and they have hotel room dollars, and that's where the money's going to go. And so a lot of it has to do with money. What question have you ever asked me whose answer doesn't have to do with money?
Very true. So that's the case. We have the Final Four going on. The NIT was a great game last night, but no one really watched it. Now Fox Sports and AEG announced their new postseason men's tournament next year. How do you think that's going to fare?
Well, I think it'll fare as well as kind of the middle of the beginning of the season. There's going to be a new, NIL Open where all the money is going to go to the top NIL players. I think we're all jousting around with tournaments that are driven by media, and this one wasn't a surprise because Fox needed to do something big. I don't know if any postseason tournament is going to have any moment in the sun, as long as the NCAA takes 68 teams. Now, if they start saying we're going to take some teams that otherwise would have been in the NCAA tournament because we're going to pay them a lot, that's going to be really disruptive. But so far, I haven't seen any of that literature.
So, Rick, when we look at this Final Four this weekend with all the teams coming in, we talk about the economic impact. Roc mentioned the Super Bowl, Waste Management, Phoenix Open, Final Four. Where's this Cactus League? Where's this going to rate on the scale? 1, 2, 3, or 4 as far as economic impact after it's all said and done?
LPGA.
No, but it's not fair. You ask me a question, then the cheap seats can't jump in with the
can't chime in, right?
No, you can't. The bell has sounded. Well, it ain't going to be LPGA. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. They'll be mentioned, but I think obviously Super Bowl a big deal. I'm still interested in kind of the World Cup would have been a wonderful venue thing, but the 11 venues that are happening in the U.S. I know there's an artificial turf issue and a pay-for-play issue with FIFA, but I clearly Super Bowl one, Final Four, right below that, maybe $90, $100 million. That's still a big deal because let's remember these people are coming in and they're spending, guaranteed 4 days. There will be some Adam Smith invisible hand. Do you remember the econ classes that some of you used to take? The others of you were out on recess, and others of you were trying to, ask women out and summarily got rejected.
Yep, that's me.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, Manuch was where he was studying and trying to throw a complete.
I was trying to pass. Yes.
Manuch's line is, hey, can I'll teach you how to throw a pass.
Yes. I'm the quarterback.
Yeah. Right. That's it. So where was I going? I completely lost my train of thought. So the question is obviously, how to generate the income
1 minute
and what's going to happen with it. But at the end of the day, it's big events with big numbers. And I know that there is a pretender to all of this. And the Adam Smith invisible hand one is watch the steps after the first and second games of the semis, and you're watching the digital exchanges between the losers and the winners to get more tickets for Monday night. And you don't have to go through StubHub and Ticketmaster and all of those. It used to be, cash exchanging hands at the steps of the arena. Now it's a little more sophisticated.
Well, Rick, I guess you got a busy week, so we'll talk to you in 2 weeks, and we can kind of put a wrap on the Masters.
Yeah, I think that's probably so.
Yeah.
Although if I'm riding around the Masters, I know you don't. You have an A-list. That just means you have somebody more important next week.
No, not at all. We would love a live report from Augusta. I couldn't think of a better place.
Well, let's see. Thursday afternoon, what am I doing? I may be playing golf. I may be driving.
Okay. Well, we'll have our top-notch booker call you, Dan Manucci, and we'll figure that all out.
Have your crack people call my crack people, and we'll see what we can do.
We'll do that.
How's that?
Thanks, Rick. Have a good weekend. Rick Horo joined us. Join us tomorrow, 3 o'clock, in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. You can win cash. We got free props, free squares, giving away a big screen TV at halftime at both games. We're going to do the same thing on Monday. So we love to see you tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun. Myself, Manuch, as well as Jimmy B, intern Barney. So it should be a lot of fun. Coming up, we got some football at 50, kind of give you a schedule of what's going on for the weekend, kind of get you ready. Part of our Arena Sports Grill report and some maybe some pizzas to give away. How about that? We'll do that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
This is the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
JJ McCarthy, he says, game manager, exceptional management. It doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins is old, expensive, and not mobile. And he just got $45 million in Atlanta. JJ McCarthy is young, cheap, and mobile. So
no, the number you normally give out,
coach,
that's the non-guest line. That's good. I prefer that.
This is the Herd. Monday
602-9191.
Speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck.
How many are you going to give away?
One end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you can go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's important.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It's here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910, iHeart Radio app.
All right, before we get to football at 50, we want to give you an opportunity to win a large one-item pizza from Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale. We do it every Friday at this time, thanks to Arena Sports Grill. We'll give you 3 chances. We'll take callers 3, 4, and 5. The phone number is 602-260-9191, 260-9191. She will take your information and we'll get that out to you, and you get yourself a large one-item pizza from Arena. To do a great job. David Portnoy is around, and he is everywhere. I'm not going to say the place, but I was at a place today, and the owner came up to me and said, Dave was here yesterday. Really? And would not give him the rating. They said they will give him the rating on TikTok or Instagram today or tomorrow. So the guy went in, got his pizza, did his, one bite, whole 9 yards. Sure, yeah. And then he asked, he goes, what rating did I get? And he goes, we don't tell the owners what the rating is until it hits hits social media. So I thought that was cool. He went to the Grove. He went to Italia. Went to a bunch of places yesterday. So I follow him big time. I'm pretty into that.
I didn't know about this guy until about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, he's been around Barstool. He owns Barstool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And my wife, Lori, she was very aware of this guy because she was a food critic for several years for Trends magazines, and she's like all over this guy. Hey, David Portnoy, he's coming to Arizona. I'm like, who?
Well, he's been here quite a bit. He was here, here for Super Bowl. He's here for bowls. Yeah. I mean, he's come through many times. Yeah. He did Venezia's. He was at the Arena in Mullet a couple weeks ago. So, we'll see how this one local place near me did well. I hope they did well. Anyway, it's good for business. It could be bad for business. But anyway, there you go. Arena Sports Grill, by the way, they just got our Roc and Manuch Amber, our new beer, our Amber by Huss Brewery. So we switched from the lager to the Amber, and they got it yesterday. So I'm looking forward to testing it out. I haven't had it in a couple of weeks. So anyway, let's get to football at 50 as Ian Rappaport of NFL Media is reporting that Marvin Harrison Jr. visited the Cardinals today at their facility. Of course, the Cards have the 4th overall pick, and he has been seen as the possible pick at that spot. We will see if that happens. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of trade talk. We'll see if the Cardinals do stay at 4, and if they are, if Harrison's there.
If I'm Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, I know it's great to you're like Phoenix, Arizona, great restaurants, great climate, whatever. I think you sit down with the head coach and Jonathan Gannon about, hey, what's the game plan for me? You guys do pick me. I think it's kind of that two-way interview that a lot of players are kind of at right now. But I think if you pass on this guy, you're passing on a generational type of receiver. This is a guy that could change the game for the next 10 years. Could be a Larry Fitzgerald type of guy. So when he comes in, I'm sure they're whining in him, dining him, bringing out all their best silverware, so to speak, and their china and what have you. But I think that this is a scenario for the Cardinals to say, look, we've got our guy. We just want to reassure you of some of the things taking them out here and taking them out there. Great places to live.
But don't
be very comfortable if you play here.
Don't the Cardinals have that reputation of being kind of cheap?
Well,
and that are, what are they going to supersize it? I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, they're not bringing out the China.
Yeah,
come on.
Well, they're not going to.
Are they going to State 44?
Well, I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. I think that that report card that came out this last year, that if he has, I doubt that a player would have questions about that. But I think Michael Bidwin needs to address, hey, we're making a lot of changes here. We've already got our offices, our administration offices we moved up down the street here. We'll leave this facility. We're going to completely refurbish this practice facility. Here's a lot of things we're going to do that you want for nothing, aside from you having the big contract, which you'll be slotted at.
One more story. Isaiah Simmons, if you may recall, the former Cardinal, he was traded to the New York Giants last August for a 7th-round pick. Well, the Giants announced today that they have re-signed him to a 1-year deal. So pending his physical, he will play for the Giants again in 2020.
I got to tell you, I think that Isaiah Simmons got to prove his worth and really take a step forward if he's going to be in the National Football League after this year. So I think they'll give him every opportunity to shine. Again, whether he's a rush in, linebacker, whatever he is, he's going to have to really pick it up. You get 4 or 5 years in the league, and you're a top pick, you bounce around a little bit, not a good sign. So I think that for Isaiah Simmons, he's going to have to really produce, really shine this last year to get a long-term contract after this year.
So there is your football at 50 here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910. Coming up in about 5 minutes or so, we'll catch up the athletic director of athletics at Stanford, Bernard Muir. We'll talk to him. We got Scott Spreitzer also that's going to join us as we get ready for the Final Four. And here's kind of the schedule if you're trying to kind of piece it all together, because there's a lot of sports tonight. If you're into the women's tournament, which I think a lot of people are, North Carolina, South Carolina, that starts at 4, followed by Iowa and UConn. I think that's the one that everybody wants to see. And then Diamondbacks, they're in Atlanta. That game starts at 4:20. Timberwolves and the Suns, Golden Knights, and Coyotes, both those games start at 7. Tomorrow, out of Talking Stick, 3:09 is the tip on TBS, followed by 5:49 on TBS for the second game. So we'll go North Carolina, Purdue, then Alabama, UConn. D-backs same time as today. They're playing at 4:20 tomorrow, and then Sunday, D-backs, Braves, and Pelicans are in town at 3 o'clock, and the Coyotes and Sharks, they're going off at 3 o'clock as well.
You look at that schedule. Wow! I mean, it's just sports abounds in this, not only here in the city but all over the place. And Suns hopefully they come out tonight against this Timberwolves team, one of the best in the Western Conference. Come out with that energy, and that book can stay hot. 50 for 90 points in the last couple outings, and just kind of continue to do what they're doing. As I think the only guy questionable is Nurkic with the calf strain. That's about the only thing right now I can think of. But again, this is that time. You got Minnesota tonight, and then you got the Pelicans, as you mentioned, on Sunday. So again, the Suns are going to have to just kind of step it up, business as usual. I think Rock just keep that energy. And what they've done, they've come out scoring at least 72 points in the game on Monday. That was against Pelicans. 70 in the last game. That's kind of their mantra, coming out strong, kind of setting the tone, and trying to get that big lead. And these other opposing teams trying to climb back into the game.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that we have a 4-team bracket contest going on at fanpickup.com. This is part of our full bracket contest with Twin Peaks and Bad Birdie, Juicy Golden Ale. And all you got to do is go to fanpickup.com and click on the 4-team tab, and you could get your picks in there with the score. It'll come down to the score, most likely. So go to fanpickup.com and get in. But coming up, the landscape sports is changing due to conference realignment.
10.
The Pac-12, the uncertainties there. We're going to catch up with Stanford AD Bernard Muir next. It's Fox Sports 9.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend at the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests during all 3 games. Plus, a big screen smart TV will be given away during each game. 3 big ones. That's cash and prizes just for watching the games in the new showroom and sportsbook in Talking Stick Resort. And best of all, it's free. It's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Your wish has been granted. Disney's Wish is now available on Disney Plus.
So thrilling.
I have a few thousand questions. Just
Experience the magic. Well, you've certainly got my attention. I'm coming. And sing along to the music. Disney's Wish, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now available on Disney Plus. Visit disneyplus.com/what's on to learn more.
Are you looking for a 3-0 sweep in the national semifinals and national championship game in college basketball? Well, the guys at TakingVegas.com have it for you absolutely free on our text line. Good day, everyone. This is Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Again, text the word WIN to the number 545454. You get both national semifinal games, and you will receive automatically the national championship game on Monday. We must go 3-0, or you will receive 7 additional days absolutely free on us. Again, just text the word WIN to the number 545454. You'll get both games Saturday night. You'll get the national title game Monday night absolutely free. Text the word WIN to the number 545454.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Come enjoy all the basketball playoff action on the big screens at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Cheer on our team.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Great food with daily specials.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. That's it.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Log Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. They never sounded so good.
Tommy Henry will get the ball today as the Diamondbacks start a series on the road against the Braves. Atlanta counters with Spencer Strider. The Suns, who secured a playoff spot while the Rockets lost to the Warriors last night, now look to avoid the play-in round as they down the stretch tonight. They're at Footprint Center against the Timberwolves. On the eve of the Final Four with NC State and Purdue, and then UConn and Alabama at State Farm Stadium tomorrow. LeBron James' son Bronny, the USC freshman, will enter the NBA draft while maintaining his college eligibility and entering the transfer portal. The Coyotes home tonight against the Golden Knights. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
After a beautiful day yesterday with those temperatures in the upper 80s, today only in the mid-60s, sunny and breezy. And then for tonight, slight chance of some showers with those overnight lows dipping into the mid-40s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Tired of looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it?
Get it replaced with New Vision Auto Glass. Qualifying customers can get up to $375 cash back and a free dinner and Rodizio grill.
NewVisionAutoGlass.com.
480-210-9090.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. If you're talking to Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, you're on the right Toyota phone line. Check it out for yourself at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Right Toyota.
All right, let's get to it. Second hour of the program. Scott Spicer coming up here at bottom of the hour. Mike Idris a little bit later. Well, He served under former ASU AD Kevin White back at Notre Dame, went on to the University of Delaware, and then Georgetown. But since 2012, he's been the athletic director at Stanford. But what's most impressive on his resume has got to be his time in Athens, Ohio, as my classmate at the Ohio University Sports Ad Program. Director of Athletics, Bernard Muir, now joining us here on Fox Sports 910. Bernard, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, Rock. How are you, man? It is good to hear my classmate's voice. Oh my God, and good to be in your area.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and I got to tell you, a lot of challenging times for administrators in college athletics these days, and here you are. You've had to navigate Stanford through some interesting times as of late. Going now to the ACC, and did you ever? Years ago, I know, not sitting in Doc Higgins' class or anything, thinking that this is where college athletics was going, but it is so much different than it's ever been, and it keeps changing day after day.
Yeah, they didn't teach us that in college athletics 101.
Yeah.
And on the fly, and it has been interesting times to say the least. But yet still, I'm still excited about young people getting a chance to play the games and do their craft that they love, and we're trying to find a way in which to do that. But there's no question, no shortage of issues that we're trying to wrestle with. But yet still excited about people putting on the uniform, and obviously this weekend getting to see them compete at a high level. Both the men's and the women's tournament has been phenomenal, and so I can't wait to see what unfolds here in the next couple of days.
Bernard, talk about the student athlete today when you first started. I mean, how much change, if any, is there with these young men? I mean, they seemed that there's a lot more on their plate. They're a little more enabled, all the above. But is there that guideline or standard at Stanford that you hope that these young student athletes, men and women, follow, or do the coaches have to adjust to them?
I think there's a little bit of both. I mean, certainly, the pressures that they're under and what they're going through, the social media pressure, the interest in the game. I don't remember that when we were in school, where you play a game and then all of a sudden you could go on your phone and see if people are criticizing you or praising you for what you're done. So that's a whole other thing. The mental health aspect of what our student athletes are dealing with, that's heightened, no question. But at the end of the day, they do love their craft. They do love to play these games, and so we have an education. But yeah, there's now NIL. There's now this thing, transfer portal. So and they're.
He's there. He's just cutting in and out.
And that is unique. That is different.
Bernard Muir joining us here, a Stanford athletic director. Like most of the Pac-12, schools are moving on. Stanford, along with Cal, heading to the ACC. Was it always Cal coming with Stanford? Were you guys always in line for this to happen?
Well, first, let me say, I mean, our brothers were to keep the conference intact.
Sure,
It had been around for 108 years. And so we were hoping that somehow, some way we could do that. We knew we had a couple schools that were going to leave. But boy, if we could have kept everybody else intact, that would be great. The world obviously changed again. And so as we were looking, Cal and Stanford, we got a great rivalry, but we got a great history together. And we were trying to literally scramble, trying to find homes for each other. And so it did work out. We're thrilled to be ACC members or soon to be ACC members. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of travel involved, quite a bit of travel involved. But we get to compete at a high level, and that's what was so important. Our student athletes, we heard from them during this transition, and it was great that the two of us at least could stay together and find a home and be able to continue to do what we've always wanted to do, and that's compete on a national stage.
Bernard, it's been published that you had to sacrifice some media rights, earnings, all that travel, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Where do you find those resources? I mean, I saw what you guys started with the NIL. I thought that was pretty cool. With the lifetime Cardinal, I thought that was brilliant. I think a lot of schools are going to probably follow suit on that. But where does the money come from at this point?
Well, I'm going to hit up friends and former classmates to help put money in the kitty.
You got it.
Coming. I know the check is in the mail.
Definitely.
But no, in all seriousness, we're looking at all forms of potential income. Obviously, we're getting support from university, which is helpful. because it's part of the core mission to the university, and they're going to assist us there. We're going to raise money, and we're going to look to our friends and alums and ask them for help, and they've been great in putting us in a position to offer as many sports as we do. We're going to continue to do that. And then also we're going to look at our operation and how we can be more efficient and how we can raise additional dollars and generate additional revenue. And so all those things are on the table for us. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the next 7 to 10 years, but we're up for the challenge. We want to compete at a high level, and we want to continue to have the breadth of programs that we do. Now, just the way the world is, you never know. What could be thrown at you, but at the same token, this is our focus, and we think we can have a great upside here, especially due to the caliber of people who are surrounding our program or have an interest in our programs.
Bernard, how involved is your president? And just case in point, Kansas State, that's where I graduated, K-State, and just years ago.
Oh, yeah, great place.
Oh, love it, great place. And then but we were at the bottom of the bottom many years ago when Bill Snyder took over, but John Wheatfield, who just taken over the president's job at K-State, was a huge football fan. Huge. I mean, he was the complete opposite of the former president. So he bought in. He said, whatever you need from me, Coach Snyder, whatever you need, this and that. And to your point, they came to the alumni first and said, we need help or we're going to move on somewhere else. Is your president that dialed in to support you in whatever way he can or she?
Well, I am fortunate that I have a president and provost that are really supportive of the mission and where athletics fits into that mission. We just had a new president appointed yesterday.
Oh wow!
Who won't start till August. So that will be new, and he will. He's right now the dean of our business school, and he will get up to speed really quick on athletic issues, and we'll be sitting in ACC meetings before you know it. But overall, our administration, our board of trustees, our chair of our board, they've all been really supportive of what we're trying to do, and so I'm excited about what lies ahead. They know there's challenges. There's no question about that. We're wrestling with those as we speak, but at the same token, this is core to the mission of the place, and we've had a great history of athletic and academic excellence, and we hope that we trust that will continue.
You get former Washington State head coach Kyle Smith to take over your men's basketball program. What a great hire that was, and it happened quick, didn't it?
We're very excited about that.
Yeah,
it happened within a week's time. It's one of those things you're trying to move as quickly as you can. You're trying to keep your student athletes informed. But we're thrilled that Kyle is with us, and just a great opportunity for us and for him. And we're trying to solidify our roster, if you will. That's a new phenomenon like we were talking about. But at the same token, we think there's a bright side, and especially going to compete in the ACC with the caliber of schools and the history in basketball that they have. This provides a great opportunity for us.
Got a couple more minutes with Stanford Athletic Director Bernard Muir here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. One, I guess, hat you wore back in 2019 as the chair of the selection committee for March Madness in the NCAA tournament. Here you are, you're in town for the tournament. Just talk about that experience you had, and what was probably the most difficult part of that?
I would just say I've was fortunate enough to be on the NCAA staff and was serving the basketball committee then. And I remember committee members always say this is the highlight of their career. And the same goes for me as I look back. It's just so great to be around colleagues who are passionate about the sport, can have some influence in putting together this bracket and selection. And then to see young people again compete at a high level, it's really rewarding. And just the interest in March Madness is just really impressive. And so, I tip my hat to this year's committee and the tournament that they've had. It's really exciting, and can't wait to see the games here in Phoenix.
So Bernard, Roc and I have been doing this for 19 years. So I got to ask you, how many different businesses was Roc running there?
Oh, he would know that.
Going way back. And how
he knew I was a bartender.
Well, okay.
That was it. And I had a great house for parties.
Yeah. So just, and how many did he try to get you to invest in the meantime? I'm just curious.
He called himself an entrepreneur then, and I consider him one now. I mean, nothing has changed. And nothing surprises me. I knew he was going to do well from the moment I met him in Athens, and I'm really happy for him as we go along.
So the checks are clearing, aren't they? Yeah, the checks are clearing. I see how it works. Hey,
I'm
Bernard,
really counting on that check.
it's
counting on that donation to Stanford, but it's okay. It's all
hey,
right.
1 minute. I'll wear the cardinal red. I mean, definitely. Definitely.
That's exactly what we want. At a minimum, that's what I would expect.
Hey, buddy, thank you for the time, man. I know you're busy. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. I always appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Well, enjoy the weekend, and I hope I run into you.
You will. That's Bernard Muir joining us, Director of Athletics for Stanford, here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. And he comes to us on the Wright Toyota guest line. So appreciate him making some time for us. As he was that guy that, when they had the selection on that Sunday and they're interviewing the chair, that was him just a few years ago. He played at Brown.
Oh, did okay.
Yeah, he played basketball at Brown. So big time athlete. He was at Georgetown, Notre Dame. He's had some pretty big stops. He's the kind of background that I hope whoever ends up the new athletic director at Arizona State has that type of background. That has kind of done a lot of different things. He's been in big schools, small schools. He was at University of Delaware. Georgetown's not the biggest school, but then he was also spent some time at Notre Dame, and then here he is since 2012. I think there's 3 or 4 schools that you want to be the AD. Stanford, they got the most national championships, right? You got the smart kids going there and the athletics, the athletes. I think Notre Dame is the job. Mm-hmm. I think Texas is one. I think Alabama is the other, and maybe a Florida school. Sure. But, there's probably 5 really big-time jobs, and I think he's got one of them.
How about Ohio State?
Yeah, Ohio State. Yeah. Gene Smith just retiring from there. But anyway, appreciate him joining us. Again, join us tomorrow. We'll be out at Talking Stick Resort for our finals weekend in the new showroom there in TSR, as we'll have free props, squares. We'll be giving away big screen TVs. So we hope that you will join us. We're going to have our locks of the week next, and then Scott Sprite, who joins us every week from Las Vegas with his picks for tonight's women's games and the Final Four. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend at the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests during all 3 games. Plus a big screen smart TV will be given away during each game. 3 big ones. That's cash and prizes just for watching the games in the new showroom and sportsbook in Talking Stick Resort. And best of all, it's free. It's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
At Bet365,
We don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high temperature performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through April 23rd, get a $15 gift card when you buy 5 or more quarts of Edge or Edge High Mileage Full Synthetic, only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Claim based on Sequence 3 H-test versus API SP test limits.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Alex Morello is committed to buying this land because he knows this is the option. And let's be clear, everyone should understand there are major ramifications of this organization and this club not being here in Arizona. If we do not win that, this is it. This is the plan, or else we are going to have to explore a relocation of this organization.
Now, it's Javier Gutierrez, the president and CEO of the Coyotes, yesterday on ABC 15. As yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, the Arizona State Land Department listed the auction for that land, that tract of land that's on the northwest corner of Loop 101 and Scottsdale Road, right near Desert Ridge. We're at Right Toyota, just up the street. And it's going to be interesting, as some people feel like the wait is over. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, they're showing all the renderings. It looks great. Of course, renderings always look great.
Sure.
But until there is a shovel in the ground, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much.
You know, his statement there, when you heard that soundbite, there will be some major ramifications if we don't get this bid. I went, wait a second. This is almost like a threat.
That's exactly what I said earlier. I was like,
but
what is he doing?
It's like, okay, hey, Phoenix, if we don't get this bid, there'll be major ramifications, and you're going to be out of luck. You're SOL, and we're moving. I went, wait a second here, Javier. This is on you guys. This is on you, the Coyotes. So that little soundbite right there, and I find, heard it
multiple times.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, that just kind of sunk in. Like, well, major ramification. Yeah, it'd be a big loss.
It would suck. It'd be a black eye on our city to lose a major franchise.
Yeah, but this is on you, the Arizona Coyotes. This is on you guys to go make sure you win that auction. You
not on us
bid.
fans. That's kind of what I was saying to you earlier, Manuch. I'm like, I don't know how to read this because I'm like, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah,
we've done everything we can, at least for us, to talk to heads. We were at those bankruptcy meetings. We were, we had the fans and people at Native Grill and Wings, whatever it was.
We were down in the locker room with Gary Bettman, the commissioner,
trying to get the word out that this team can make it here. And now here we are, listening to him saying there's going to be some ramifications if we're gone.
I mean, and you mentioned it earlier, as you said, but when I hear it again with that kind of tone, well, this is on you, Coyotes. Hey, Javier, I don't know if you meant it that way, but yeah, we hate to lose multi-million dollars with the tax revenue and, whatever sales. I mean, it's just
jobs. Just think of all the people that lose their jobs, even the game day jobs, the parking attendants.
All the above.
There's a lot of things that would happen.
But you got to make damn sure you win that auction. You make, you got to go. If you got to bid up to $100 million, then so be it, because you're going to get. It's going to come back to tenfold, Rock. Yeah. It's going to come back tenfold.
Oh, but maybe they don't have it.
Well, I would.
They said they have 8 banks that are willing to give them money. 8 banks that are excited.
Okay, well, and if they're going to if he's going to do financing those banks, that's on him, because the state just wants to see a check. They want to say, okay, fund your money. If you got to get to $75 million, and wire. By the way, how do you wire $75 million to the state?
Ask Otani's interpreter.
Oh,
very good. The thing that I just am so torn. I hate this spot. I hate the area because I live over there, and I just know how bad it is right now, and how bad it will get. It's just, this is no different than Glendale. It's outside of downtown. It needed to be in Tempe, closer to downtown. Moving it up to Desert Ridge does the same thing it does essentially being over there in the avenues in Glendale. And Glendale, Westgate, they should have made that work. They could have made that work if they would have been better partners with the city, and the city would have been better partners with them. It could have worked. And a couple W's, maybe some playoff wins, and then we wouldn't care where the facility is.
I think it got personal, which it can't in business negotiations. But the Oats were back. They're in arrears, Rock, in rent. And I think the city said, look, guys, we've done everything we can to make sure you stay here. If you can't pony up the money and make sure that we'd love to, Glendale didn't force him out. They forced themselves out. I mean, they came in there and they just were difficult. Morella felt, well, then we're going to move on. We'll go to the Mullet for a few years, and then we'll go find a spot. Now, they had a sweet spot. They had a home run in Tempe. That was the home run. Little did we know that the 60-plus crowd voted it down when they knew that it wasn't going to cost them a dime. And I think to your point earlier that the marketing on the Yotes was not proficient enough to that demographic. Should have been really strong.
I think there's a hidden message here somewhere. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm all about being transparent. But then there are times as no news is good news. And for them to come out with a statement, I think they could have came out with a statement. Hey, here's the date. We look forward to putting in our bid and getting this thing done. Sure. Instead of all this other stuff that's in this statement.
I'll call it minutia, Rob.
Minutia, yeah. And just
surrounding
let's just go.
Yeah.
It's just too much. And they're not a PR darling in this town.
But didn't they say yesterday, Rock, in that release that they're committed to the auction? And you kind of joked about this yesterday. Did they say anything about being committed to staying here as a hockey club, blah, 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 blah? And then today, again, it's committed to the auction or bust.
You know what I think is going to happen? They're going to sell the team, but they're going to move forward with the development. They are developers. They've clearly said they are developers.
Could be.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And if the team's going to get sold, it's going to get sold, and it's going to go to Utah, or if it's going to go wherever. I hope that's not the case. It stays here, and I hope Morello and his team can keep it here. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I think they've had enough chances. I mean,
how many
lives do you get?
I agree, Rock, and we've been there for all 25 of them.
Quickly, our locks. Manuch, who you going with?
I'm going to go with UConn minus 11.5 over Alabama.
All right, I'm going to stay on this NC State train, +9. I don't know if they're going to win. I'm rooting for them. My nephew goes there, but I'll take the 9 points.
I agree with Manuch. Going UConn minus 11.5. I just think UConn's too good. They've been there before, and we're going to see them in the national championship game. Shu?
I've got the South Carolina women tonight continuing their undefeated season, covering the 11 against NC State.
I can't wait to talk to Scott Spreitzer next. I put some bets in already, but I want to put more in. I got beat bad last night. Damn it.
You got beat up a little bit?
Seton Hall goes on this 9-0 run on
3
Indiana
minutes.
State. I needed 3.5. I should have won that game.
You went that.
I should have clocked out early. You don't even know what that means. But
yeah, you said
there's nobody that loves cashing out more than you do. You just take the free
cash out
at halftime.
You can't cash out. You got to ride.
No, I cash out all the time.
No, you told me what it means like 3 weeks ago. You said I got out at halftime.
Last week I cashed out maybe 10 minutes before the game was over, and it was a difference of $3, but still, I
got your money. Yeah, you got your money.
What if the team comes back like Seton Hall did and goes on this 9-0 run and I lost? If I would have cashed out with like 3 minutes left, I would have been up.
During college football season, someone cashed out right before that 4th and 31 pass. Jalen Milroe had an Alabama-Auburn right before that last play. Won a ton of money. He had Auburn money line. So to your point, cash it out right before what you think is going to happen.
See, Shu, what do you give me crap for, Shu? I mean, I think I'm a businessman.
I'm just saying you have a strategy that's working for you, and you just utilize it to its fullest. I have never even once considered cashing out a bet.
Rock's gambling strategies. Yeah.
Let me look at it. All right. So Shu's got South Carolina, NC State. So what are these standings right now? Manuch is 18-20. I'm 19-20. Jax is 20-18, and Shu's 500. Should make a little run.
Yeah,
we run.
We were doing really well in the playoffs for the NFL. We couldn't lose, and we found some losers here recently. So I'm hoping I can get back to my winning ways. I am picking a team that has lost I was looking into this. That has lost their last 3 of their last 4. But in fairness to me, they lost as a 55.5 point favorite in the first round, and they won 91-39. So I'm not going to hold that one against them.
Jeez.
And then they lost as a 16 point favorite in their last contest, but they won 70-58. So it's not like they're playing close games. So I believe in them tonight to beat NC State by more than 11.
But it seems like the narrative about this tournament is just UConn and Iowa.
Sure.
It's like this is the final game tonight.
Yeah, well, you have an undefeated South Carolina with one of the more popular head coaches in the sport on the other side that you probably shouldn't look away from.
Yeah, and it's
the hype and the marketing gets a big stick. The old proverbial squeaky wheel gets the oil. There'll be a lot of folks watching that second game tonight.
We got a 4-team bracket contest going on fanpick'em.com if you want to get in for a $100 Twin Peaks gift card. Thanks to our friends over at Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale by 4 Peaks. So check it out. Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations, and we are there every Thursday. Twin Peaks, your sports headquarters for all of the college hoop madness. Well, sports handicapper Scott Spreitzer of DocSports.com. He will break down both the women's games tonight. We'll also do, of course, NC State, Purdue, Alabama, and UConn. And if we have time, Timberwolves and Suns. So we'll get a professional breakdown.
You got your notepad there, Rock? You're all good to go?
My app's open. I'm ready to go.
Real time.
I'm ready to go. I bet literally in real time. The only problem is I'm blocked here. So I got to go off the Wi-Fi, and I got to go onto my own to get in there.
You want the salespeople there right
now? You got to be happy for Wright Toyota for doing that block.
They're saving me some money.
They're saving their employees too.
Yeah, they are.
FanDuel and DraftKings while they're working.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Find out Marvin Harrison Jr., who many project the Cardinals will take with that number 4 pick in the draft, paid a visit to the team today. The Suns looking for a third straight win as they entertain the Timberwolves tonight. They're tied with the Pelicans for 6th in the West, but currently the Suns hold a tiebreaker over New Orleans. The men's Final Four tomorrow at State Farm Stadium. Top-seeded Purdue will take on NC State first, and then it's Alabama against top seed and defending champion UConn. The Diamondbacks getting set to take on the Braves in Atlanta with Tommy Henry on the mound. The Yotes host the Golden Knights. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other laws when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, coupling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Come enjoy all the basketball playoff action on the big screens at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Cheer on our team.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Great food with daily specials.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. That's it.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Now, sports gamblers, Scott Spreitzer, one of the leaders and most trusted names in the country. Nobody watches and studies games more than he does. From DocSports.com, here's Scott Spreitzer exclusively on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot. All right, we're going to try to get all these games in. We want to get both women's games in, NC State, South Carolina, UConn, Iowa, and then, of course, the Final Four tomorrow. And if we have some time, Timberwolves and Suns. Scott Spreitzer joins us. How are we doing, Scott? It's a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's a good weekend. I can't wait to catch tomorrow's Final Four. And, well, I hope we get a UConn-Purdue matchup on Monday night. That'd be a blast to see Zach Edey against the unbelievable Huskies.
It would be fun, but, I can't believe we're gonna handicap some women's basketball. I'm just being honest. This may be the first time we've ever done this in the 15+ years we've had you on, but we're gonna jump on the bandwagon with everybody else. So Iowa and UConn, number 1 versus number 3, the battle which is coming up. Hawkeyes right now a 3.5-point favorite. Is that still sitting there?
A lot of books have 3.5, and some have moved it to 4 in the last half hour or so. And it's you can tell that it's a sport or a tournament that people are kind of watching for the first time. And
yes.
Flunking down their money, and they see Caitlin Clark, and it's like, oh, well, all they do is win. So the general public in mass is betting on the Iowa Hawkeyes over UConn. And, so you got to kind of decide on this one. Caitlin Clark, as great as she is. And, I'll be honest, I never watched her play until late this season. And, obviously she's unbelievable. I watched the game the other night to get to this game, just incredible numbers. She's got over-under props sometimes in the high 30s as far as point totals. So she is the real deal. Is she worth all these points? I mean, when I handicap this, and I got to tell you guys, I'll be candid, I bet the WNBA. It's a lot like the CFL in that there were a few teams, so it's easy on the time consumption to bet WNBA, and you can bet situations. I'm not a college basketball women's bettor, and it's been that way since day one. But I did handicap these games earlier this week or a couple days ago because I knew that everybody was going to want to talk about it. Two of the best 3 players in this game belong to UConn. And before everybody really started jumping on the bandwagon and looking at women's college basketball last year, Paige Beckers was probably the best college basketball player, was thought to be, before Caitlin Clark went nuts. Here's the thing, guys. If you have to bet this game, and I'll tune in a little bit here, I think that because of Caitlin Clark's popularity and notoriety, they're getting so many bets that they've pumped up this number a little bit now to 4. And she's had a rough time in her meetings the last couple of years against UConn. She's shot poorly. They've defended her well. UConn's got 2 of the top 3 players on the floor. Iowa, 65% of their points are being scored right now by Caitlin Clark. I have to lean UConn. So I just look at the overall depth and what they've done to Caitlin Clark in the past. And I think at +4 or higher, UConn would be the play.
All right, Scotty, the second game, number 3, or the first game, it'll be NC State versus undefeated 36-0 South Carolina. 11.5 favorite. That's been South Carolina. Has that changed at all?
Still sitting at 11.5. Total's been like bouncing around 139 to 140, back and forth. 139.5's out there right now. I just kind of think South Carolina might have a little chip on their shoulder. Doesn't it feel like the best team and the best coach in college basketball the last couple of years is like not getting any attention at all because of one player? And we get it. But listen, I don't think NC State can keep up here. I just look at South Carolina. They're winning their games by 30 points per game on average, 85 points per game scored. They give up about 55, 56 per game. They're deep. They're so talented. They got, there's this girl I'm going to be watching tonight when I tune in named Camila Cardoso, this one player for Carolina. She's averaging about 14 points per game. She hits almost 60% of her shots. It's just crazy numbers from this team. So I think they're just being undersold a little bit. I know it's a lot of points, but I would have to go with South Carolina thinking NC State won't be able to keep up offensively. That Carolina defense giving up 56 points per game. That's going to be tough to beat.
All right, UConn and Alabama. That's the nightcap tomorrow here in Phoenix. I saw it at 12. Back-to-back NCAA championship.
Yeah, I look at this game, and I think it's just a tough matchup for Bama. I mean, maybe they come out and they just can't miss from the three-point line, and they're in this game till the end and shock the world. But they shoot so many threes, and we'll give them credit. They've made a lot in the dance. But they better not fall behind like they did against Clemson and North Carolina. They're not going to make it up against this team. They trailed 26-13 early on to Clemson. They give up 54 first-half points to the Tar Heels, come back and win that one. And UConn's not likely to fall apart offensively if they jump out to an early lead, not like the last two teams that they faced that jumped out to an early lead over Bama. And you look at the Tide also against Grand Canyon, 5-6 minutes to go. Grand Canyon looks like they're on their way to the upset win. And, I kind of sort of agreed with Charles Barkley that they stopped working for shots and it cost them. So Alabama's been in close calls. They've had to come from behind. Great on offense. We do know that, but they don't force turnovers, guys. And they put opponents on the free throw line way too often. Alabama's 311th in the country in free throw attempts to field goal attempts allowed. And if you're going to put UConn at the free throw line like Bama tends to do, they're just going to wear you down and beat you down. I mean, number 1 and number 4 in offensive and defensive adjusted efficiency, second in the nation against the two-pointer, and in defending the three, they're 28. So I just think as big as that spread is, UConn's on this incredible run. And I just think it's a bad matchup for Alabama.
All right, Scott, if there's a gut feeling with a lot of people, this might be the upset of the day. The first game, number 11 seed NC State versus Purdue, 9.5 Purdue favored by. Has that changed at all?
Yeah, it's been around 9.5 all week since the game was set, and total in the mid-140s. Here's the thing. I mean, I think NC State might be able to hang this number, but I don't think they're going to pull the outright upset. They've got to force mistakes. Purdue is almost dead even in assists to turnovers in their 4 losses this season. So you got to force them into mistakes. Turn this team over. If you can, you can beat them. Here's the problem. This Purdue backcourt is night and day better than it was a year ago. And they have 92 assists and only 38 turnovers in 4 big dance games this year. 23 assists per game, which is crazy. Only 9 turnovers per contest on average. And NC State is not going to win if Purdue hits their averages. And it's also kind of concerning to me that the Wolfpack have forced a grand total of just 35 turnovers in their 4 big dance wins, less than 9 per game. I don't think they can get past Purdue as far as an outright upset in this one. They do have Diarra. I like him. We all like Burns. They give the Pack a fighting chance. They actually got 3 guys who they can send at Zach Edey, so 15 fouls. And they should foul him, and they should try to throw him off his rhythm. But I just think when it comes down to it, it's going to be Purdue that pulls out and wins this game. Another big game out of Zach Edey. They do have a fighting chance. Here's why, and I'll make it quick. We've seen past Cinderellas that have been teams like James Madison, George Mason, McNeese this year, New Mexico this year. They've beaten those teams. But here's the thing. When those teams get to the Final Four, Loyola Chicago, George Mason as Cinderellas, they're not recruiting the same type of players that they're facing in the Final Four. That's the one thing NC State has going for them. They're Power 5. So they're recruiting the same kind of athlete of the other 3 teams that are in the Final Four. That's why they might be able to hang
Two.
around for a while, but I think eventually Purdue wins the game.
If let's squeeze in, we got about a minute and a half. How about Timberwolves and Suns? Timberwolves coming in town, getting 4.5, and it's a big game for Phoenix.
Yeah, big game. And here's the thing about this game. This total's dropped about 3.5 points. Unfortunately, if we would have done the show about 3 hours ago, I would have told you about a bet on under 219. I think it's a lower scoring game. And when you look, since Towns has been out for Minnesota, basically they've slowed everything down on the offensive end. They've still been able to win basketball games and do so by a decent margin. But their expected field goal percentage without Towns drops. And they also have a situation where they're slowing down the game. In fact, Phoenix and Minnesota, these are two teams that are in the bottom third in shot attempts per game. So a lot of people who follow the NBA in a general sense, they think Phoenix, they think run the ball up and down the court. They work the ball around, and they take fewer shots than most of the teams in the league. It's a good basketball team, but when you combine those teams playing that way, I think we got a decent recipe for an under tonight.
All right. Got it. Oh, Scott, good stuff as always. Thanks for a couple extra games this week, man. We appreciate it.
Enjoy, guys. Have a good one.
That's Scott Spreitzer joining us here on the Right to It guest sign.
You think Vegas, this is a big weekend, has weaned back a little bit because of the DraftKings and all that kind of stuff, or is it still going to be a crazy place to be this weekend with all the betting?
I don't think it's that crazy at all, because March is when people go out there because all the games on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not just going out there for the Final Four.
Right,
I don't think that's the case at all. Coming up, the band Kiss is in the news. Plus, we hear now that Shaq threw out the gold medal he won in the 1996 Olympics. We'll tell you all about that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Fans now don't care about the result more than they care about their own pockets. It started with fantasy football. When did the NFL take off?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football. It's not that people didn't like football. They didn't love it like they like it now.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at Venezias.com. That's Venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides their customers with results that exceed their expectations, with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A+ BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
A car is never just a car. Kelley Blue Book knows it's so much more than that. It's your commuting chariot, your road trip refuge, your I just need a reason to get out of the house. Your car is there for everything, and for everything car, there's Kelley Blue Book. Need a new set of wheels? Price it on Kelley Blue Book. Problem under the hood? Fix it with Kelley Blue Book. Can another car do the job better? Trade it or sell it on Kelley Blue Book. We're here mile after mile, moment after moment. Price it, fix it, trade it, sell it. KBB.com. Visit KelleyBlueBook.com to get the journey started.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at WrightToyota.com.
You're hot.
All right, we've got a lot of KISS fans, and they have sold its music catalog, their name, their logo, their image, their likeness rights to a company called Pop House Entertainment, and they are developing a documentary and all kinds of other stuff. So KISS selling out.
Well,
Wait,
this is their final tour, right? That they had.
what? Yeah, I guess there's a show that's going to debut 2027.
Is that right?
Hold on. I have a question.
Sure.
You said that KISS,
yes,
one of the greatest rock bands of all time,
no question,
selling their, you said, name,
logo,
image, and
music,
likeness.
Yes.
So are you telling me that NIL has now hit the music scene as well as the college sports scene?
Yeah, they made $300 million on it.
Wow.
It's a pretty good deal.
Not bad, is it?
Kind
How about that?
How you turn that bad boy down?
I saw this story yesterday that Shaquille O'Neal, he won the gold medal in the 96 Olympics in Atlanta. And the first thing he did is throw his gold medal out the window.
What?
Yeah, so before the gold medal game, Lenny Wilkens, head coach then, told Shaq that David Robinson was going to get more playing time because it was going to be his last game, David Robinson's last game. Shaq was cool with that until he only ended up playing 2 minutes. And that was not cool with Shaq. So he said he was pissed off after the ceremony. He drove home in his uniform, and he threw out the medal out his window on the I-75. He never went back to get it. And as far as he knows, no one has found it. And he is he regrets it.
Oh, I would hope.
At the same time, it's if you want to go find it, it's on the I-75. There's about 430 miles worth of searching ahead of you there. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of
interesting. You just think about that. Just young and dumb, right? I mean, just to throw that out like that.
You're calling Shaq young and dumb?
Oh, yeah. Well, then he was very young and dumb. Now he's learned. He's very bright.
He's
a big
one of
guy.
the smartest businessmen.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but back then he was being a knucklehead.
He endorses everything and anything.
Yeah, I think he'd be up for the G2G protein bar.
We're doing our sports bar gossip here. It's just come useless knowledge for you. But a doctor is going viral after explaining why toasting white bread makes it healthier.
Huh?
Yeah. It causes more retrograded starch to form, which makes it lower and for your index, your glycemic index.
Yes.
Okay, this makes sense.
So it doesn't spike your blood sugar as much, and it keeps you feeling fuller longer.
Okay, so toast. Now,
who doesn't like to make your own sandwich?
Sure.
I use a Miracle Whip. I don't use mayonnaise. You use Miracle Whip?
Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
real mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip, turkey cheese, whatever. But if you toast it, it's a game changer.
I like it. I like a toasted sandwich is toasted, but if you're in a hurry, put that bad boy together. I mean, that's interesting.
Times are tough for a lot of people right now, but Walmart is paying $45 million to settle a class action lawsuit alleging they've overcharged customers for weighted foods like fruits, vegetables. You get like $10, $25 back if you claim online. So go ahead.
I wonder how that was discovered. It was like the weights and measurements. Folks for each state kind of come in and test their scales. All their stuff when you check out to make sure that that's really 3 pounds. You weigh in about 1.5 pounds. I because the weights and measures, they test like the gas stations. They test
a
lot of places to make sure that your scales are up to speed and you're not
How do you know that? How do you?
I saw a report on it.
That is a
60
Jimmy
minutes.
B-esque story you just told.
Zim
How
one
did you
ear out
have
the
that
other.
information in there?
Zim went out
because that was
out the
that was a story in 60 Minutes about 10 years ago.
Oh, whatever.
About weights and measurements, how they go through the gas stations.
I hate to do it.
Stores that, all the above.
Fact check it.
No, I'm just telling. That was, if it's on 60 Minutes, it's.
No, I agree.
It's there. Yeah, I had no idea.
I'm a 60 Minutes guy. I watch it every week if I can.
A lot of testing going on.
Hey,
Be
USA
careful.
Pickleball has a huge weekend out at the AZ grounds out there in Mesa. And I saw this in the Business Journal this week. 13.6 million is the number of Americans that were estimated to have played pickleball last year, up 52% from the year before.
Well, you drive by any.
What sport has ever grown that fast?
Oh my gosh, I can't think of one.
52%.
That's huge. I think you drive by tennis courts now; they've been converted to pickleball courts. They might leave a couple for tennis courts, but you get off at 51 and Cactus there, and you'll see that huge park was got like 4 or 5 different tennis courts. I think 4 of the 5 are now converted to pickleball, and it's jam packed out there every time I drive by. Nighttime, morning, you name it.
Well, they say you are what you eat, and maybe you could also make a case for where you eat. There were some rankings. Walnut Hub came out with they ranked the 182 of the biggest cities in the U.S. from the healthiest to the least healthiest, and the top 10 healthiest cities.
Let's play a game.
All right, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
we've got enough time. Let's play a game here.
Let's see if you guys can nail any of the top 10.
Most healthy cities.
Most healthiest cities in the U.S.
Cities. I'm gonna start with San Francisco.
Number 1.
Okay, San Fran.
That's the first time you've ever got anything right.
That's
ever.
Pretty incredible.
I'll tell you,
years. 19
Manuch,
years, first time.
It's a great guess by you. I was thinking one of the California cities, so I'll throw out L.A.
LA didn't make it.
Oh man.
Well, Irvine, that's pretty close, right?
All right. Well, half a point.
I'll give you a point. I'll give you half a point.
Phoenix.
That was 10.
Phoenix 10.
Phoenix didn't make it. No.
Phoenix make it. Okay. How about New York City?
Really?
No. There's just a clean, healthy. I'll go. How about San Diego?
San Diego is number 4.
Okay. So
San Diego is number 4.
All right. Well, we'll stay along the West Coast.
Jax, you want to play?
No, I'm just thinking.
No, you're looking it up on your laptop.
Stream is on the
laptop.
Okay.
Boston?
Austin's not on the list.
No, Boston.
No, Boston.
Okay.
Come on, it's a bunch of assholes.
How about Seattle?
Seattle is on the list at number 3.
Okay.
Are these just generics, like popular cities?
So they're 41 factors: overall physical health, mental health,
3 minutes.
healthcare costs, nutrition, fitness levels, parks, trails, bike pass, all the
So
above.
you think of the West Coast, you're pretty much
Yeah.
That's the key there. Those folks are healthy.
All right, here's the top 10: San Francisco, Honolulu, Seattle, San Diego, Washington D.C., Portland, Denver, Salt Lake, Scottsdale.
Oh.
And then Irvine, California. Now, if you guys could get any of the least healthiest, I'll buy you lunch in Scottsdale.
Dallas.
Least.
Nope.
Oh,
They're small cities.
How about like Biloxi, Mississippi?
Gulfport, Mississippi.
There you go.
Yeah, Gulfport.
Yeah, a lot of fried foods.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Shreveport, Louisiana is on the list. Brownsville, Texas was number 1.
Okay.
Big
2
cities,
minutes.
it was Detroit and Memphis.
Yeah, a lot of you think of that. You think of the barbecue.
Yeah,
the
Memphis
fried
barbecue.
food.
I mean, you're done right there.
Yeah, your fried food.
And
Barbecue.
finally, last one, a random fact of the day, especially in Scottsdale, you see a lot of women that have their dogs on their lap when they're driving.
Little mall dog.
Like my ex-girlfriend had a dog and she called it Rhodey. It was a little freaking rot, but she would take it everywhere. So she called it Rhodey.
Okay.
Right? So I guess there's a report that says 69% of dog owners make their dog stay in the backseat, which I do.
Yeah.
41% let them sit up the front seat. 13% on the lap.
Isn't that like don't the cops pull you over for something like that? Isn't that like illegal to have your it'd be like having a kid in your lap when you're driving. That dog, you're getting a wreck done. I hate to say that, but
the dog or you?
Well, it could be a combination. I would be surprised if the police don't pull him over and say, "Hey, look, got your seatbelt.
1 minute.
Put that dog, in the back or something like that." I can say it in Scottsdale.
I just can't see my dog, and I have an SUV, and the dog won't sit still, and he slides, and he hits the wall, hits the side, and just
strap him in, Rob.
Yeah, it's got Guinness is having problems. Hey, join us tomorrow. We'll be at Talking Stick Resort for the Hoop Finals weekend. It's all free. It's in their brand new showroom. You can win cash. We got free props, free squares, giving away a 75-inch TV at halftime at
30.
both games. It's all free. We're doing it tomorrow, and we are doing it on Monday. So come on out and join us. Coming up, former Northern Arizona head basketball coach, and he is our
20.
insider for March Madness, Mike Adris. He's here in person at Wright Toyota. So he brought his own Sharpie. He's signing autographs. There's a lot of people in there.
Brought
so
a bodyguard with him,
he's got,
too?
he's got his own driver.
Man.
He's got his own driver, who obviously works for North Star.
5.
He's got the hat. He's got the shirt.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend at the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests during all 3 games. Plus a big screen smart TV will be given away during each game. 3 big ones. That's cash and prizes just for watching the games in the new showroom and sportsbook in Talking Stick Resort. And best of all, it's free. It's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alt 2K, a commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now also your comfy car-selling throne thanks to Carvana.
That's nice.
Just enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds.
There's no place like home.
Visit Carvana to sell your car from your comfy place.
Are you looking for a 3-0 sweep in the national semifinals and national championship game in college basketball? Well, the guys at TakingVegas.com have it for you absolutely free on our text line. Good day, everyone. This is Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Again, text the word WIN to the number 545454. You get both national semifinal games, and you will receive automatically the national championship game on Monday. We must go 3-0, or you will receive 7 additional days absolutely free on us. Again, just text the word WIN to the number 545454. You'll get both games Saturday night. You'll get the national title game Monday night absolutely free. Text the word WIN to the number 545454.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KDSC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
State Farm Stadium is ready for its men's Final Four close-up tomorrow. Tonight in Cleveland, it's the ladies' turn. It's their Final Four. NC State and undefeated South Carolina up first. Then it's the Iowa-UConn matchup featuring Caitlin Clark and Kate Beckers. The Suns entertain tonight. Devin, 92 points over the games as the team sits 6th in the West with the same record as the 7th-place Pelicans, whom they host Sunday. The Yotes are home for the Golden Knights, and the Diamondbacks send Tommy Henry to the bump as they open a series in Atlanta. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, we'll continue to see some breezy conditions out there. Overnight lows in the mid-40s with a slight chance of rain. And then for your Saturday, still fairly chilly with those temperatures well below those seasonal averages, only 67 and sunny. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Cafe Rio. Cafe Rio now has bowls. That's right. Now you can build your own bowl with tasty new flavors like pollo asado, avocado corn salsa, grilled fajita veggies, or any of your go-to favorites. Try one today. Head to CafeRio.com for the Cafe Rio app to craft yours.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
I don't think that you, at this point, with what Alabama's shown in terms of what they're capable of, to beat a number 1 seed in North Carolina, and just with how good their offense is. I mean, it's it'll be the best offense that we've guarded, this year. As good as Illinois was, this is better. Just because I think they're deeper, just more athletics, just more guards that can break you down. And then look at we've lost 3 games. I mean, we got crushed at Creighton, and at Seton Hall we got our butt kicked too. So if we're not on our identity, like we're vulnerable like everybody else. But again, if we play elite offense, elite defense, beat you on the backboard, we're tough to beat.
Dan Hurley, UConn head basketball coach, sounds just like his brother Bobby. Welcome in hour number 3, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota, as we preview the Final Four as 2 teams are set to complete their journey to the national championship on Monday. Of course, it's here in our backyard, State Farm Stadium. First matchup is Purdue against North Carolina State, the Cinderella story. And then it is UConn and Alabama. Joining us, as he has throughout March and into April, Mike Adris, former NAU head basketball coach, joins us on site here at Wright Toyota. What a treat this is.
Wow. My goodness.
Wow. We are so used to doing remotes with me, and now here I am for the Final Four and with you guys live. It's fantastic.
So there was nothing else to do today? You couldn't have played golf? You couldn't have gone to some big party? You said, all right, you're going to come hang out with Roc and Manuch?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I've had a great day today. One of my former players, a lumberjack great, Dan McClintock, he is a professor over at GCU.
Okay.
And he invited me to speak at his class this morning. So I've already lectured for an hour this morning, doing question and answering with students over at GCU, which was a blast talking to them and meeting some of them afterwards and stuff.
What was the theme of the discussion?
It was about getting into the sports business, right?
Okay.
And some of them want to go into marketing, some of them want to go into management, some of them want to go into coaching, obviously. And it was real interesting listening to some of their perspectives. You're that, remember, if you can remember back that age,
Sure.
Rock, you think everything's just going to get handed to you, right? So I was kind of like, nothing really gets handed to you. There is no such thing as a job fairy, but if you connect with the right people and you work diligently, good things pay off. I couldn't have ever imagined my career that it was gone, and I'm sure the same applies for you guys.
Do you think the kid these days or the student is different than us? I mean, obviously there was no internet when we grew up. We didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
But do you think is it any different?
In a way, I do, because their ability to connect with others so quickly, right? For us to get in touch with somebody 20, 30, 40 years ago was, you waited for a phone call return and everything, right? We didn't have access on our phones the way that they do. And, that was something else that I did try to emphasize with them. A lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you
Sure,
know, right?
absolutely.
And
Big
so
time.
that's a theme that I was trying to
It's
place
the,
upon them.
it's the networking. It really is. I
Yes.
mean, you as a coach,
Yeah.
your fraternity, here you are. I'm sure last night there was a lot of coaches' parties.
Yes.
Everybody getting together. We just had the athletic director of Stanford on, Bernard Muir, who I went to college with.
Perfect.
And it's all that fraternity of friends,
Yeah.
especially in sports.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, I have lifelong friends with former coaches, current coaches, etc. And but with the players especially, right?
Yeah.
Those young men that I coached years ago, and you know, I always told them that, you know, I'm going to push you, I'm going to be hard on you, I'm going to be very demanding of you, but when you get through this, you'll have a friend for life. And I've really tried to uphold, you know, what I taught those youngsters.
Coach,
years ago.
what's the conversation like? Just overall, you guys are sitting down having a glass of wine or eating whatever. For coaches nowadays, is there anything, let's just say, aside from NIL, okay, is the student athlete, as you mentioned, you spoke to him over GCU, the same kind of kid? How, you know, Rock talked about, you got to pretty much self-recruit. But what's the challenge for these coaches right now?
Well, I think the biggest one is because of the NIL, you can't get away from that. And like I talked to a coach last night, he's been coaching 42 years, and he said he shares an office with a young, and he's still coaching a team that just lost last weekend with the chance to come to the Final Four, and he shares an office with one of their video guys, and he said, you know, he looked at this youngster and said, I don't know if I would be in this profession right now the way it is currently. And I think it all stems from the NIL. It really wears coaches out. You know, do you have the funds to pay kids? When a kid comes on a recruiting trip, you know, it used to be mom wanted to know about the academics of the school and dad wanted to know about playing time, right? But now their question is, how much money is my child going to get, right? And
Like this-
then unfortunately these kids are learning that at such a young age. But at the same time, there's been kids that have ended their career playing college basketball because of a severe injury and missed out on opportunities to make $1 million. So I'm not torn against those kids getting paid to play college athletics. It's just, I don't know. It's such a wild west theme out there that it makes it so difficult.
But Coach, with so many kids in the transfer portal, and we now see LeBron's kid, Bronny, goes in the transfer portal because they now have it. Musselman's now at USC, and we'll talk about that. But with so many kids in the transfer portal, why do you even need to recruit? Can't you just sit in front of your computer and see who's available?
Well, I do believe every staff in America has one coach who that's all they look at is the transfer portal.
Sure.
And who played poorly last night, because that youngster is probably looking at the transfer portal today.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's such a tough job for some of these coaches because you have to recruit your players, not just to come to your school, but you have to continually re-recruit them to stay at your school.
It's probably harder.
It's much more difficult. And that's at bigger schools. I told a former player, Cam Jones of mine, recently at his bachelor party, I said, Cam, if this was happening today, you would have had to have left NAU before you became the school's all-time leading scorer. You would have gone somewhere else. And he said, no, I wouldn't. I said, Cam, I would have told you have to. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you're going to turn down $250,000 to go play somewhere else. Certainly NAU, they can't afford $2 to pay somebody.
But
so.
is there a cap? You get the Stores kid from Wisconsin this week who wants $1 million from Kansas. Kansas says, we're not giving you $1 million. We're going to give you $750,000, and he turns it down.
Yeah. How about that?
Makes no sense.
3 minutes.
$750. I mean, okay. Can we negotiate here?
Somebody told me last night, a coach said to my friend Todd and I at a coach's party that every starter on the Duke team, it makes $1 million. I was, yeah, look, you both are shaking your heads. And I was blown away by that comment last night. And now you guys are today. But, you know,
so
that may be true. It may not be true. But I don't know why I would question the person that told me this.
Okay, so all this, these guys, the transfer portal, NIL, these kids all want to get theirs.
Yeah.
So how is that coaching philosophy of Mike Adris, let's say 20 years ago, how would you have to adjust to make sure that you're talking about you don't want to lose them? Once you get them, you got to self-recruit. Does that change all these coaches' philosophies? Does that make sure that, I got to make sure I get him in? Or do you have to ignore the noise and just coach like you know how?
Can I add to that? And do you find yourself, you got to kiss this kid's ass to keep him there?
Yeah.
I mean, is it like that now?
I think some coaches would say that, yes. They may not publicly say that.
Yeah,
to
of
you,
course
but,
not. Yeah.
But I think there's some of the stories that I've heard are absolutely crazy. And you're like, wow, you have to re-recruit your own player as the season goes on. Okay. And the players are a little bit more demanding too. I want to be the point guard of the team, even though you're the best 3-point shooter and you play the wing and we're going to get you plenty of shots a game. He's thinking he's got to play point if he wants to play in the NBA the following year. So now he's got his agenda, and the coach has to either give into that agenda or he's going somewhere else.
And therein lies why a lot of coaches are getting out of the business, or I know a lot of college coaches are moving up the National Football League.
Yeah.
Or they're just saying, I'm done. I'm going to take a couple years off. And they've saved a lot of their money, and then maybe get reinvigorated, or maybe come back to, or go back to a NAIA school, or D2, D3, where it's not quite so much drama and minutia surrounding just coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, wow, you'd really look at, Chip Kelly, case in point, leaves UCLA, enough, goes to be the OC at Ohio State.
How about that?
I don't want to be the head coach.
No.
Wait a second. You're the head coach at UCLA. You're saying no, and you want to go to Ohio State as the OC? Yes. And he said, can I leave today?
That's amazing.
We're talking about the state of college basketball with Mike Adris here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We'll continue to do that. We'll also talk about the demise of the Pac-12. Do want to remind you, tomorrow we'll be out at Talking Stick Resort. They have a brand new showroom that they open officially on Wednesday. If you're familiar with our show on Monday nights, we do the throw for dough and we give away the money with props and squares. Well, we're doing something very similar at Talking Stick. So come on out and join us. We're giving away a lot of money. And it doesn't cost you anything to join us. They have a brand new sports book, but this showroom has 93 televisions. It's gigantic. It's like you're in a Harkins Theater, one of their big ones. It's just huge. And we're pretty excited. We'll be giving away some big screen TVs as well. So that's tomorrow beginning at 3 o'clock. Manuch and I and Jimmy B will be there. We're doing an event with Tom Chambers prior. So hopefully Tom will hang out with us as well. That's tomorrow at 3. We'll continue. We're at it's 9:10.
Monday on the Drive, we'll talk Caitlin Clark, the men's national championship, a huge Suns weekend, NFL draft speculation, and the Diamondbacks and Braves. It's a doozy. 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Lot of traffic on the Red Mountain Freeway. If you're westbound on the 202, you'll find brake lights from 40th Street over to I-10. A crash with entries on 19th Avenue and McDowell. And a police situation has closed Grand Avenue between Northern and Olive Avenues.
This report is sponsored by U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. More than 100,000 people need an organ transplant, and one donor can save up to 8 lives and heal 75 more through cornea and tissue donation. Sign up to save a life as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's purely vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM. If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
The men's Final Four tips off at State Farm Stadium tomorrow. Top-seeded Purdue and NC State in Game 1. Later, it's Alabama taking on top-seeded defending champ UConn. The Crimson Tide are making their first-ever Final Four appearance. The Diamondbacks take on the Braves in Atlanta. Tommy Henry gets the start. Wideout Marvin Harrison Jr., who many project the Cardinals will take with that number 4 pick in the draft, paid a visit to the team today. I'm Frank Garrett.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Store. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Watching and getting tendencies of what people are going to do is what all coaches do. But with Zach, most people don't like to get detached from him. They want to stay with him. That's why sometimes in our games, you'll see people just get wide open layups. And you're like, how in the hell can they just get a wide open layup? Is because they're trying to cheat to get back to him, and then they don't stop the basketball. So like his presence alone gets people to do things and get off their own defensive rules. Everybody has their ball screen defense rules. And so they stick with those rules. When they get off of them, you normally get disconnected. But when you get off of it with him and you get in between, now you're just opening up a can of worms, because when we make it, it's positive. Then a lot of times when we miss it, it's positive because he's in perfect rebound position.
It's Matt Painter, coach at Purdue, on how Zach Edey makes opposing teams get off their own defense or rules. Thanks to March Madness YouTube there. Matt Painter, what a great story he is. A guy that, went to Purdue, ended up being an assistant coach at Purdue, and then now a head coach, and here he is getting his squad back to the Final Four. All I've ever heard, I was with a bunch of guys last night that work in athletics here for the Final Four, and we must have spent half hour talking about how good a guy that guy is.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any encounters with him?
It's funny because we were in the Hyatt last night, and Matt came down to the little drinks area and got himself a drink and stopped and took a photo with my buddy over here, just happy as can be. There were boosters down there. I went up and talked to him because we played in a tournament when I was at NAU at Purdue. Coach Katie was the coach there. Coach Katie was there in the lobby last night. But Matt was so relaxed. I was just amazed at, okay, here you are on the biggest stage of your life, and you're just talking to people like you're just one of them. I mean, and people didn't even know who he was. I mean, people were walking by, and my friend was amazed that nobody's stopping to talk to him or take a picture with him or something like
Wouldn't
that.
you be relaxed if you had a 7'4" monster down the middle of that?
Oh boy, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
And make it close to $4 million a year.
Yeah. And about 20 minutes later, we're outside, and coming out of the convention center was Coach Hurley. And my buddy walked up to Coach Hurley and took a picture with him too last night. I'm like, you just took a picture with both of the coaches who could be or should be playing in Monday's championship game. And they're just everyday normal guys. I love what both of them said on your prelude to both segments here now, because it's exactly right what he's talking about defensively, how he disrupts teams' defense, and it not only for himself but for his teammates. I mean, he's creating so many opportunities that some guys on his team I think would struggle to get a shot off, but because you have to focus on him and the impact that he has on the game, it frees up other guys in very opportune times. And I agreed with what Coach Hurley said about Alabama. Alabama can win this game tomorrow if they are on hitting shots. Now, people would say, oh, it's in a dome. They've never played in a dome. It's harder to shoot, depth perception and all that. And it may hold true in that game tomorrow. But if Alabama plays their game and is allowed to play their game, which I think is going to kind of happen, both teams want to score a lot of points. You could see an upset. Do I think it's happening? No, but Alabama, because of that 3-point weapon that they have, better than anybody that's in this remaining in the tournament, UConn better bring their defensive game a little bit tomorrow night.
Mike Agis joining us here at Wright Toyota here on Fox Sports 910. I want to kind of talk about the Pac-12. For those that are listening that are Arizona State fans, obviously this is Pac-12 country, at least it has been. Yeah. Going to the Big 12, what expectations should fans have when it comes to these two schools? Let's start with Arizona State and the kind of play that they have in Coach Hurley and the style they have. Is the Big 12, because the Big 12 was good this year, really good. Pac-12 used to be, and maybe could be again if they were still together. What should the expectations be for an Arizona State fan? First year in the Big 12. What's your crystal ball tell you?
We're talking hoops?
Basketball only.
Okay. I'd be very concerned because I think there are so many good teams in the Big 12 that will continue to be good teams in the Big 12. You run up to so many different styles. I think the travel is going to be much more difficult than they thought the Pac-12 travel was. And you're going into venues that are much different than what you see in the Pac-12. I mean, with the exception of Arizona, who in the Pac-12 sells out their building every night, right? But you've never gone into an environment like you will in Lawrence, Kansas, okay? And I don't know if you noticed that new building Baylor has built is elite. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. And they have good players on those teams, and they will have good players next year as well. So it's going to be a very interesting transition. I would think if they can finish middle of the pack, you would think they had a great year next year because
for Arizona State.
For Arizona State.
But for Arizona, who tends to play a pretty good non-conference schedule normally in the past, do you think they'll be a little bit easier
I think their fan base thinks they're going to go right in there and play for a championship as soon as they get there. And they may very well do so. Okay. I think their game can travel. And, teams coming to Tucson will experience what they experience around that league and everything. And Arizona has the tradition and is the ability to draw top talent in the country. And at the same level that Kansas is able to get, but you look, Iowa State, Big 12 is the best league in college basketball this year. It didn't pan out in the tournament. People would argue it now because they didn't advance as far as you would think the Big 12 would have. But I think top to bottom, that's the best league in college.
But Coach, when you talk about Arizona State basketball, I mean, Bobby Hurley's basically, I think he's taking a knife to a gunfight, because of the lack of money. Guys are transferring out, portal guys they can't afford. I mean, he's basically taking a second-tier team into a prime tier conference. So I think fans have got to be, to your point, realistic about what they're going to face going to this mega conference for basketball.
Yeah. And for people here in the Valley, do they know how good TCU is? Do they know how good Iowa State is? I'm guessing that they don't. There's no reason for them to know that. So, maybe Colorado has an idea because they used to be in the Big 12 and now they're going back to that league. So fans up in Boulder, some may be excited, but they were not very good when they were in the Big 12, right? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. So there will be some familiarity for those teams because some of the Pac-12 brethren schools are going to be there, and so they'll handle that part well. But Oklahoma, State, and going to West Virginia for a ball game.
Sure, yeah.
Houston's pretty good now. They got a really good coach down there, and then just the travel just seems absolutely bizarre to me for what they're going to. I think both teams, it would be huge if they did do well because of it's their first time in that pool, right? And that's a difficult challenge that other teams, we've been there every year. We've been there. This is my third time going there for some players.
Coach, can you see a scenario at all, the conference that you coached in, the Big Sky, and this is basketball only, Big Sky, Mountain West, teaming up with what's left of the Pac-12 with Oregon State and Washington State, and maybe trying to create something or bring in some of the couple conferences on the West Coast as well?
I don't think the Big Sky has that kind of ambition. Those schools, those programs,
okay.
I don't see that. The Mountain West Conference, absolutely. They're going, hey, we're now the number one league on the West Coast because there is no Pac-12 anymore. Oregon State, Washington State are gonna play the WCC team. So I if you said WCC and Mountain West combining for basketball, that one makes sense to me. But Big Sky, I don't see that happening.
Hey, again, as I mentioned, I'm going to continue to remind you tomorrow we'll be out of Talking Stick Resort. Win cash. We got free props, squares, great beer specials, food specials. Giving away 3 big screen TVs, 1 at each half. So we got both games tomorrow, and then we'll do it again on Monday. So I hope that you'll kind of join us. If you want more information, you can go to rockandmanuch.com or just go to talkingstickresort.com. We're going to break down these 2 games, North Carolina, Purdue, Alabama, UConn. Some may say that North Carolina, on paper,
North Carolina State,
yes, has more guys that are going to play professionally on that team than Purdue. And then just said regarding playing in a dome, will that affect them? So we'll talk about both these games next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Lefty Tommy Henry getting the ball as the Diamondbacks open a series on the road against the Braves. Atlanta will counter with Spencer Strider. The Suns, who secured a playoff spot where the Rockets lost to the Warriors last night, now look to avoid the play-in round as they head down the stretch tonight. They're at Footprint Center against the Timberwolves. On the eve of the Final Four with NC State and Purdue, and then UConn and Alabama at State Farm Stadium tomorrow. LeBron James' son, Bronny, the USC freshman, will enter the NBA draft while maintaining his college eligibility and entering the transfer portal. And the Yotes are home tonight. They face Vegas. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, we'll continue to see some breezy conditions out there. Overnight lows in the mid-40s with a slight chance of rain. And then for your Saturday, still fairly chilly with those temperatures well below those seasonal averages, only 67 and sunny. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your go-to destination for nonstop entertainment. Play for fun and play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void or prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser Roofers cut corners, coupling together Petric roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 TV giveaways at Finals weekend at Resort April 6th and 8th.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Come enjoy all the basketball playoff action on the big screens at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Cheer on our team.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Great food with daily specials.
Where Dukes, Miller and McDowell.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Yeah, for sure. I think that he hasn't had anybody who puts scoring pressure on him as much as I will, for sure. Well, maybe he did, but
you're hot
under a stage like this.
Yes, if he could give Zach Edey some problems. Thanks for joining us, Roc and Manuch. Today we got Mike Aegis joining us, former NAU head basketball coach. And all right, coach, putting you on the spot. Matt Painter just called. He says, "I'm not feeling well. I need somebody to take my place to coach the game tomorrow."
Go to the bullpen, are they right?
Yeah, and
bring in the lefty.
Yep. No, I'm going to go the other way around. I'm going to give you North Carolina State instead.
Okay.
And you need to stop the 7-footer, the 7'4" in Zach Edey. But you got Burns. How would you attack this to stop him? I mean, he's averaging 30 points a game, 16 boards this tournament.
That's a tall tale right there, because
but you can do it. You got 24 hours.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, right. You have to. You're gonna have to push him as far away from the basket as you can.
Get him out of the key.
Yes, and the good thing is you're 300 pounds pushing 300 pounds, so maybe that could happen a little bit. I'd take my chances on it. And not just Burns, but whoever else we have, let's throw them at him. You know, I mean, that's what Tennessee tried to do the other day, and it didn't work for them because they all got fouled out pretty much. Edey, you know, that was an amazing stat. What was it like? He caused 14 fouls and only had 1 foul himself. So I don't know if that's getting a lot of love and protection by the officials, or, you know, I mean, you look at Edey's arms at the end of the game, there's scratches, there's marks all over it. So people are trying to hit him and push on him and stuff like that. But you got to get him away from the basket, and then you have to force him to bounce the ball. If you can force him to bounce the ball, and you can have guys. The one thing that I saw in the last game that I would be telling my team right now is they space the floor, but they don't clear out a side, and I think that allows for a wing defender to slide down and what we call cover down, and even go and attack the bounce and try to get that ball away from him while he's bouncing the ball. He doesn't necessarily bounce going to the basket. He'll bounce to whatever spot he can get to. And Tennessee did a good job of making him bounce to, instead of shooting a 4-footer, maybe a 6-footer. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but it could be enough to where you get enough missed shots. But while you're so focused on him, now you're not in good position to rebound the basketball. So even if the shot is missed, now somebody else, you have to finish the play and get the rebound as well.
And coach, on the other side, you look at the big fella at 300 pounds, that's one of the more unusual soft left-handed hook / jumpers I think we've seen in modern basketball. And we used to see that years ago. But I mean, the progress you see with him against Edey and how they attack Edey, or do they counterattack by backing him off and just get it to the outside, let the sharpshooters have at it?
No, I think they're going to play the way that they've been playing. And I think he's such a good facilitator that you want him to touch the ball. Even if he's not making shots, he's making passes to other guys who can make the shot. And so, to me, the question is, how much endurance does DJ Burns have in this game tomorrow? Because, he gets tired quickly out there, and he can't play long periods. And it's one thing when you're 300 pushing on a 200-pound person, but when you're pushing on a 7'4", 300-pound human being, that takes a lot out of you, right? It's like a boxing fight where you get worn down in the later rounds because of that guy laying on you for the first 7-8 rounds of a fight.
So former Sun Devil, speaking of the transfer portal, DJ Horn goes to North Carolina State. We haven't seen this since 1983. Your buddy Jim Valvano. Talk about the infusion, that the great B12 shot, if you will, to take that whole team to another level from a former Sun Devil.
Amazing. This whole North Carolina State run is just truly amazing. I don't know if I told you earlier on in the one of the weeks, they're in the ACC tournament. They're coming off a bunch of losses in a row. The head coach is getting fired. Okay. He's getting fired. Everybody knows it. And I didn't know it until last night. I saw somebody. Clemson also was getting fired at the end of this year. Okay. And now North Carolina State, he's got a clause in his contract. You win the ACC tournament, automatic 2-year extension of the contract.
That's
How
awesome.
beautiful is that, right?
Good for you, coach.
Exactly.
That's
and now he's
awesome.
taking his team to the Final Four. So I don't think he's getting 2 years. I think he's probably, if he doesn't get 6, something's wrong here, right?
So you'll take that contract, AD, and go, all right, where you at now?
Exactly.
Let's give it to him.
And Coach Brownell at Clemson is really a terrific coach. I mean, you want to talk about one of the great coaches in the country. I think that's him, and he's done it for a number of years at different programs. And they just went through, couldn't get over the hump, a bad break here, whatever the case. But it all came together at the end of this season, and now they get to the Elite Eight, and now they're good for a couple more years in South Carolina. So, it's crazy how things work for these coaches, for these teams. Now, my bracket, I didn't listen to my own theory, right? We find the teams that are hot at that moment and ride them all the way through. And I'm thinking there's no way North Carolina State can win 5 games in their conference tournament and then come back 4 days later and win their first round game, let alone second, third, and fourth round and get to the Final Four. You're right. It is the ghost of Jimmy V that's back alive here, and who can't help but cheer for that?
But Coach,
right?
how much is it if 4 of the 5 starters are graduates? Experience.
and that helps a great deal,
Yeah,
right?
I
mean,
would think.
that's. I think it's going to change now. Go back because the COVID year bonus that everybody got, and the graduate students. Some people, other coaches look at what model works. Oh, get all graduate students. Let's get into the. Coaches telling, hey, coach, we can get this guy. No, he's not a graduate student. I want a graduate student because he's been through a lot, and I need that experience on our roster. So. There's something to say about that.
Let's get into the Huskies. They're a heavy favorite, almost 12 points. With Bama, they've been rolling over people. Rolling. Do you see that stopping?
I would first answer no. I do not see it stopping. But that's the beauty of the NCAA tournament. We're not talking UConn. If UConn plays any of these three other teams in a 7-game series, they win easily. They're the best team that's remaining in this tournament. You've seen it. I've seen it. America has seen it. But in one game, if that Alabama team all of a sudden is hitting shots from all over the court and they get hot, and all of a sudden, teams begin to panic a little bit, which is what I told you on Monday. I thought Duke panicked in the last game, and Duke should have won that game last weekend, and they didn't. It's amazing what happens to 18 to 22-year-olds, but some of these guys are now 25 years old, Coach, playing in the tournament.
And to see, and again, that 30-0 run in the NCAAs, that's an anomaly. You might see that during the season.
Yeah.
You might see a 15-18 run. 30-0 run in an NCAA tournament by UConn. I mean, you can't even dream that up.
No,
it was like a damn scrimmage going up and down the court.
I don't
mean that in a demeaning way.
No.
It was they were just all right. Next, down the court, score.
And I think everyone said, "Wow, that team really is good." When they saw that run, it was like astounding. And they've been here. They're the defending champs, although, again, doesn't mean anything because here it is this weekend. And, I think it was last week you were all over Hurley for being so brash in his comments, right? And you were like, God, can he really go out and say that?
Bulletin board material, right?
Yeah, but if you can talk the talk, if you can walk the walk. And so they've done that. But now he's come back a little bit this weekend in what you put on the air there, and he's saying, "Hey, we can get beat. Creighton beat the snot out of us, and so did Seton Hall. So if we don't bring our game, no. But if we play like we did in that 30-0 run, nobody's touching us.
Nobody's going to stop them.
Nobody's going to stop.
Coach, really appreciate you coming down here to Right Toyota. Thanks for joining us in person. We love it. This is awesome. I'm sure we're going to talk on Monday too, because
sure.
So it's going to be you. Who's your pick right now for Monday?
I'm going with the two favorites, UConn and
then
Purdue.
we'll discuss that. We'll discuss who's going to win that.
Yeah, but I've been wrong a lot in this tournament,
No,
so it could be a lot of fun.
It's all right. Well, good stuff. Coming up, what's on tap? Our last look at the Final Four and our latest update of our State 48 question of the day, and we'll put a bow on it today here at Right Toyota. That's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Check this clear. This is the herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
JJ McCarthy, he says, game manager, exceptional management skills. Kirk Cousins is old, expensive, and not mobile. And he just got $45 million in Atlanta. JJ McCarthy is young, cheap, and mobile. So Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings coach, who I think is going to go try to get McCarthy, he liked it.
This is the herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
10 westbound near the Gila River Bridge, we have an accident being reported. Loop 101 Price Freeway northbound on the off-ramp to Guadalupe Road, we have an accident. It has a right lane blocked, and also a crash 91st Avenue at Olive.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at Venezias.com. That's Venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
At Cox Mobile, we know you're smart. You brush your teeth in the shower to save time, make coffee ice cubes for your cold brew, and wear goggles to cut onions. You also added Cox Mobile. So smart. Now you're running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability and saving on your Cox internet. It's ingenious, just like you.
Aw, thanks.
Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox postpaid internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to H 2023. Other restrictions apply. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support, like right after intimacy. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler, Monday from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
All right, here's what's on tap tonight, brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Amber, now at Arena Sports Grill, BKD's in Chandler, and we still got the Lager at Upper Crust and at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. You got the NCAA Women's Final Four, NC State, South Carolina. That's going to tip off in about 12 minutes on ESPN, followed by Iowa and UConn. The Diamondbacks are in Atlanta, 4:20 with that start on MLB.TV. And then Suns, Timberwolves, Golden Knights, and Yotes at 7 o'clock, 3TV and KSAW. So tomorrow, of course, 3:09, NC State, Purdue, followed by Alabama, UConn, both on TBS. Hopefully they'll come out and join us at Talking Stick Resort. And then on Sunday, D-backs, Braves. Of course, D-backs, Braves on Saturday as well, 4:20. Early, 10:35 a.m. on Sunday. And then Pelicans are here to face the Suns, 3 o'clock on 3TV, and Yotes at Sharks, 3 o'clock on KSAW. So that is your schedule of events for the weekend.
Whoa.
What am I missing?
WrestleMania weekend. 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. WrestleMania.
Is it on TV?
It's on Peacock.
Is it on TV?
It's on a streaming service. But the show has With Jimmy B. I figured Jimmy B, if he was listening, would like me to at least mention that. So there you go.
I have a question, Rock. What would you rather watch? What would you rather sit down and watch?
This is great. Good job, Jackson.
Women's Final Four or WrestleMania?
Wow.
That's a great question. I think there's a right answer for Rock here.
This is the perfect Rock question.
I think it's women's college basketball because he can bet on it and he could have a sweat and he could be watching to try to win money. I think that's easily the answer.
I have money on those two games tonight. Yes, that is the only reason, but they're both bad to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to tell you, I know all those hype of women's basketball. No disrespect to the ladies. It's bad basketball. It really is hard to watch.
It is hard to watch.
There's two players and then
everyone else. Yeah, it reminds me of high school basketball where you have that one good point guard, that one good kid, or rec league where you got the one superstar and all the rest are, they're only playing because, the parents put them in to play, but
or the parents of the boosters.
Or in some cases, your dad's the coach, so that's why you're playing shortstop.
I think I'd probably be the same. I'd be the women's basketball. I'd watch women's basketball over wrestling.
But then what do you say to those people that, the men's tournament, Zach Edey, DJ Burns, it's just two stars and everyone else.
There's the movement.
And then you've got the role players.
There may be 5 guys on the NC State team that'll be playing professional basketball next year. Not NBA per se, all of them, but professional basketball.
I think for me, it's just the quickness, the movement, the accuracy. I think sometimes women's basketball would be WNBA or
70,000 watching opposed to what 17,000 in Cleveland.
Maybe it's just it's a slower game. It's a sloppier game. The 2 stars, whatever. I mean, I watch it, but I mean watching the men, it's quick. It's fast paced. I think just our eyeballs are just much more wow. I mean that kind of thing when they slow those kind of things down. So I think for me, to answer your question, it'd be the women's basketball. You'll watch that. Guys, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question today. Speaking of the Final Four, who will you have in the men's NCAA championship game on Monday? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Will it be NC State versus Bama, NC State versus UConn, Purdue versus Bama, or Purdue versus UConn? 87.5% say Purdue versus UConn. In second place at 12.5%, NC State versus UConn. So if there's any potential upset, looks like it could be the NC State Purdue scenario, if at all. So that's how they voted on the poll.
Honestly, I would love it to be NC State, Alabama.
Would that be fun?
Just for the hell of it.
Wait a second.
Not?
We didn't count on NC State and Bama being in the
But I will tell
final
you,
game.
they'll be giving away tickets. I will tell you, I've been to a lot of Final Fours.
Yeah.
The easiest ticket in all sports is Monday. Easiest ticket.
Because of those folks that are disappointed for Saturday.
Teams that are going home.
That are going home and want to
Why would you stick around? Why would you stick around? If you're a UConn guy, you get on a plane, you get home, or you got to stick around, you got to pay for another hotel room.
Well, it might take you a while to get a plane for UConn.
Yeah, you may not. Yeah, especially if you go Legion. But no, but seriously, it is the easiest ticket to get. I mean, it is. So if you want to go to the game Monday night, make plans, especially when it's a venue that's got 70,000 seats.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Most of these venues are so big.
Wow. But wouldn't it be
the sight lines of State Farm? I'm sorry, they're awful.
Yeah,
they're
I've
awful.
never been in there for. I mean,
it's
I've been.
bad.
But wouldn't it be fun?
Go back to basketball arenas.
The 11th seeded, and as Coach A just talked about, the ghost of Jim Valvano, for them to have an upset.
That'd be awesome.
And how awesome would that be to have that team that's on an absolute roll? And now to hear the story about the coach who had what they basically opened the door for him. And now he gave him a new 2-year contract. He probably have like a 5 after this week. It's fun to watch. That's a story within the story that you go, wow. Now that we know that, you're kind of rooting for him, not only from the Valvano angle and DJ Horn and Burns and that whole 9 yards. It's just kind of fun. And I know it's a lot of Sun Devil fans will be rooting for DJ Horn on top of that.
This NC State team was one buzzer beater 3 to tie the game against Virginia away from either making the tournament or making on this run or not even making the
2 minutes.
NIT. That's how bad their record was.
Or you got the 2 big guys in the final game, Purdue and UConn. Those 2 big guys going at it.
Yeah, I even think Klingon versus Burns would be a fun matchup.
That'd be
too,
fun.
but.
Yeah, I mean, anybody against Burns would be a fun
But nobody knew who Burns was until a week ago.
No, you didn't.
Let's just be honest. A lot of people didn't. Unless you're into college
Sure.
basketball, but no one really knew who he
But
was.
you go,
now you love the guy.
well,
and can you tell me where he transferred from?
I don't know, Wichita State. I'll throw it out
No,
there.
Winthrop.
Winthrop.
He's at Tennessee before that as a freshman.
But
Went to Winthrop.
another story. I mean, this guy is as big as some of these guys are. How well they move. This guy's pushing 3 something, and then you got Zach Edey at 7'4", who's filled into his body after 4 years there at Purdue. And it's just fun to see the isolation and see how these guys how well they play out at depth. But hey, even Bama, what's the old saying? They got a shooter's chance. Just never know if they come out hot.
I think
they have to against UConn.
DJ Burns gotten asked at least 90 times these last 3 days if he wants to go to the NFL and play football at all, and he's declined every single one of them. I'm a basketball player, but I could see him though a couple weeks later if basketball doesn't work out.
By the way, a story that has started to develop that you'll hear tomorrow with Zach Edey. He's Canadian, and he is missing out on NIL money because of state laws in the United States.
Really?
So listen to that, as that just kind of went public about I don't know, about an hour ago. So it'd be
30.
interesting to see because he's not able to capitalize on these deals and this money.
Wow. NBA, here he comes anyway. Can't be
20.
forced to come out.
He's on a student visa.
Is he
at
really?
Purdue. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting stuff. So I'm sure that would be somewhat of the narrative tomorrow. Hey, we appreciate you tuning in. Come on out, join us tomorrow.
10.
As we'll from 11 to 1, that we'll take over for the 2 games at the Talking Stick. Hopefully